Welcome to the Not Your Mama's Gamer Power Hour review for the week of May 5th. Each Power Hour review covers only the first hour of gameplay, so let's get started. This week I'm reviewing Daylight, a horror game that just released for the PC and PS4. There's been a sort of resurgence in horror games recently. Notice I've dropped the survival designator, because it seems to me that that's only a small part of where horror gaming is today. In just the last few years, we've had a whole ton of horror games coming out. Action-y AAA titles like Dead Space 3 and Dead Island Riptide, more survivory type games like the Amnesia Penumbra franchise, and of course Outlast, and novel, really interesting takes on horror, from things like Telltale's Walking Dead series to the really fun, quirky indie game Lone Survivor. Into this mix we've got Daylight, a game whose primary selling feature is that the setting is entirely procedurally generated. This means that every time you wake up in the creepy, abandoned Midland hospital, it's a new layout with new items to find and new enemies to be terrified of. Ah! Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah! Oh, stuck on the door! Go! Go! Go, door, go! Like that. But I'll address the procedural bit and whether I think it works or not in a minute. First, let's start off at the beginning.
Where am I?
It's been some time now. This place has been waiting for your arrival. Gather up everything you can. The memories contained within these walls are waiting to be found. Sarah, listen to me. You must succeed.
Oh no.
You wake up, conveniently, with no memory, in an abandoned, haunted hospital. Your character explores this setting, picking up various artifacts that tell you about the hospital's history, and remnants left behind by the previous patients, which unlock supernatural portals and give you further access into this creepy building. Daylight plays with some very familiar tropes. The first is the non-combat, pure survival style of play. Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the Wii tried this several years ago to mixed results, in my opinion. That's all I'll say about that. More recently, Amnesia has done this really well, and Outlast and Slenderman also used the runaway is your only option style of gameplay. In other words, the mechanic being used here isn't new, and Daylight doesn't really seem to do anything to add to the formula that's already out there. They've got a threat meter, which is nice, and it did help heighten the tension once I realized it was there, but this isn't anything revolutionary. My second issue is with the environment, and this ties into the whole procedurality bit. Old abandoned buildings aren't new in games, and especially not abandoned hospitals. I don't want to keep spending a lot of time listing other games, but Outlast, which was out only a few months ago, also had a hospital setting. The Silent Hill games nearly always have a hospital component, and so on. Like the repetitive survival mechanic, this hospital is nothing new. And that's a major problem for a game whose appeal depends on you wanting to experience that procedurally generated world again. You know, I think about locations in games that I've really enjoyed, and Karazhan from World of Warcraft comes immediately to mind. It had a really special character, the music, the narrative of the place. I just wanted to keep going back, even though the gameplay was the same every time I went there. Something about Karazhan just made it unique and fun. Midland Hospital looks like all the other drab buildings I've explored in these types of games. And because of that, I'm not really interested in seeing any more of it. The procedurally generated world just isn't a hook if I don't want to go back to your world again. On a scale of Silent Hill Downpour to Silent Hill 2, I'd give Daylight a solid meh. Overall, it really isn't a bad game, and if you've played absolutely everything else in this genre, it'll probably give you a good scare or two. However, with so many other interesting and unique horror gems out there right now, it's just hard for me to give this any kind of a strong endorsement.